Alright, so the last thing that you have to do is you have to put your output flanges back on. And you can see I've already gone through in the meantime and put some of these brackets back on. Just as the hard line going to the clutch, a slave cylinder, cross gate bracket, and then this is the cable bracket that holds a cross gate. But the flanges are really the most important thing that you have to do next. And so these are your output flanges. One thing to note on these is you really got to take a look at what the condition is of this surface here, because you've got a lip seal in here that seals the case and makes sure that you don't leak. And these seals, especially if they're original, they do go bad and you'll develop leaks in there. So, I mean, really the first thing that I recommend is to replace the seals. And you'll need a seal puller like this, you know, just to get in there and pull the seal out, and then a seal driver. And I have heard people do this job without taking the transmission apart. It doesn't seem as though there's any reason why you couldn't do it. You just have to work around the differential. When I replaced these lip seals, I replaced them with the case apart, and so it was a little bit easier, but even still. And there's a variety of different seals. These are double lip seals, and so in my opinion, they're probably the best. But you also have to look at the condition of the flange, because if your flanges look anything like this, which this is from a different transmission I have, it doesn't matter how good your seal is, there's no way that you're ever going to be able to seal against this pitted surface. So one thing that you can do is, really the only thing you can do is sleeve them. And so this is called, you know, a shaft sleeve or a speedy sleeve, or there's a variety of different names, but essentially it's a very thin stainless steel sleeve that gets pressed onto this shaft, and it acts as a new sealing surface. And so I've already done that to both of these. I did this when I rebuilt this transmission last time. So, and for reference, the part number of these specific sleeves is SKF 99165. So if you're thinking of doing this, it's certainly a good idea. So the last thing, or to install these, you really just need your flanges, and then you need new roll pins. And I have a bag of roll pins here that I bought from McMaster-Carr. I think it was maybe $8 or something for 50 roll pins. So it'll be more than I'll ever need to do all the transmissions I ever do. But the roll pin is a 6mm roll pin that is 50 millimeters long. This is a 6mm hole. So, and really, when you're doing it, you just need to align the flange so that you can see the hole going straight through. And you probably can't see that on the video, but then you get this ready, put this in location, and you just tap them in place. And one thing I actually like to do is I like to try to keep one side essentially flush or a little bit raised, just so that the next time I need to take these out, I know which direction it's going to be easier to push them out. So this side is essentially flush with the and you can see that the roll pin there is just a little bit indented. So yeah, that one's flush. This one's a little bit indented, And that way I just know that the easiest way to get this out in the future is going to be to put a punch in there and drive it straight out. And that's just a little bit of help for the future me that's doing this job in another 5 or 10 years. Okay. Same thing on this side. Line up the splines. Nope, that one got off center. They only do go one way, so if you can't seem to line it up, you do want to flip the seal over. There it is. This side's a little bit more tricky just because you've got that differential preload nut in there that you have to avoid, but you just got to be careful. These roll pins will close up when you install them, but if you're having trouble getting them in, you can try to close one end just a little bit, just so that you have a little bit more of a point to drive them in with. There, that one, that's much better. Then once you get them going in, they pretty much self-align. Same thing as before, that one's flush, and then this one's just a little bit recessed in the hole. That way I know in the future, when this has to come out, I just take this punch, stick it in the hole there, and drive it straight out. So, anyway, that's about it. There's still this bracket to go on, and another bracket that goes off the back here, but those brackets I don't put on until after I get the transmission installed in the car, just because of some space limitations I have. Let's see. Oh, I do have the reverse switch here, so I guess I can go ahead and put that in. The Loctite that I'm putting on here is more to keep the threads lubricated and clean than it is to really hold it in place, because I don't have concern about it coming out. It's just that these are extremely fine threads. One little tip I have for when you're doing the filling and the draining of the transmission, buy yourself a 10mm square socket. This looks like it's a 3/8 drive on both sides. It's actually, this side is a 3/8 drive, this side is a square 10mm, and I've got the fill on the other side here, but it fits perfectly over the fill plug, and really it's the best way to get onto it without worrying about rounding these, especially if they're seized up. I've had some that you would have never thought that you'd be able to get them out, but really once you get the right grip on it, it does a great job. So I think that was maybe $5 on Amazon, and it was well worth it. So anyway, hope all these videos were helpful, and good luck with your rebuilding, And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks.